Yo, what is the deal, everybody? What is the deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I am your man, Wasted Talent. It's been a while since we've been over here rocking. Yo, we got 90 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Oh, we got over 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this thing out all over Twitter. Everywhere you possibly can. It is a splendiferous Friday. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my dog, Isaiah Randolph, man. Got off work just in time for this splendiferous occasion. Man, it always is. My brother, Gorell Webster. What up, nation? First, never last. My guy, RJ Green. Unceremoniously blocked. George Larson is in the place. Raider Primos. Primos, what it is, man. My guy, Raider Jimmy. J. Rowe. What it is, man. Taino Raider. What it is, man. That is what it is, man. Yo, Franklin Skinner is in a place, man. Raider Jesse, Free Thinker is here, man. Enrique Moreno. It's been a splendiferous occasion. Yes, it is. Listen, y'all, let's get into it, man. Look, yo, it's crazy out here in these Raider streets, man. I mean, look, bro, it's not a whole lot going on. I just need to tap in with y'all, man. But, yo, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo, the gift that keeps on giving. The gift that keeps on giving. Jimmy Garoppolo today is suspended. You know what I mean? He's been suspended for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substance policy. League sources tell ESPN. The policy violation is related to him using a prescribed medication without having a valid therapeutic use. Now, what do you think this could be, chat? What do y'all think that could possibly be? What medicine could be prescribed without a therapeutic use? And what performance is Jimmy Garoppolo trying to enhance? Oh, Jimmy! Jimmy, what the hell is going on here? Now, listen, it's not any deer antlers like Ray Lewis. It damn sure ain't that. So, Jimmy, oh, Jimmy. Jimmy, oh, Jimmy. What the F? What the F is this? The F, my phone is acting crazy right now. Jimmy, oh, Jimmy, what are you doing to yourself? This man is up here. This man is up here taking the little blue pill. Damn, Jimmy. Oh, my God. Oh, man. So, look, let me get this thing back under control. So, guys, within that, the Raiders are expected to release Jimmy Garoppolo, right? But before the 5th day of the new league year in mid-March, he would have earned $11.25 million roster bonus, right? And they said Jimmy will not appeal the 2-game suspension. He will now miss the first 2 games of 2024 whenever he is playing, but is no longer expected to be with the Raiders. The Raiders are going to cut bait with him. And it's funny, man, because Jimmy being suspended has massive financial ramifications and implications, man. It could void $11.25 million in base salary guarantees from the Raiders that he is owed, regardless whether the team keeps him on the roster or not because he fucked up. So, guys, this is great for us. This is actually good for the Raiders, man. It's like that whole situation with Jimmy Garoppolo, it was a bad situation that has now turned into something where the zero that he's been on the football field has done a few things, right? It got us Coach AP, right? Now, I hate to say it like this, bro, but it got us AP. Jimmy playing bad made Josh McDaniels get fired, and now we got a real Raider head coach that's going to do an excellent job. Now we're not going to pay Jimmy as much. And I don't know if some of you guys seen this, but now the money that Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be paid can open the door for the Raiders to make a few moves, man. It can open the door. Maybe that whole Brandon Ayuk thing that we think is a joke, maybe they can go get Brandon. Maybe they can go out there and stand on their head and go get Josh Jacobs and bring him back home. I mean, there's so many things that this just helped us out with. This is the gift that keeps on giving. So Jimmy Garoppolo, wherever you are, happy trails. Thank you. Thank you for saving us $12 million, Jimmy. Thank you. The nation thanks you, Jimmy. You're helping the team on and off the field, like my man Anthony said, man. Shout out to Anthony, man, the biggest Miss B Nasty fan on God's green earth. Shout out to Jimmy, man. Yo, they said he took the wrong meds for the bunny ranch. Y'all stupid, yo. Yo, mama, wait. Raider Nation, I'm making plans visiting Philly for 2025 and San Joe for 26. Well, good for you. I don't know how that even ties into what we got going on here, but shout out to you for visiting Philadelphia, yo. HLC, out here trying to play hide the winner. Got the money in the bank. That's a fact, yo. My guy Ernest Wiley, what it is, Ern? Peace, wasted my brother. Jimmy got a gas station pill, the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, bro, listen, them gas station pills, it's nasty work out here in these streets, man. You really think, bro, if that boy Jimmy out here taking these gas station pills, man, listen, bro, he's a bad mofo, man. Because them shits is no good for you, brother. I don't know what the fuck they put in them things, bro. Bang, bang, Niner gang from Jimmy, right? That's Jimmy need to go back to the Niners, taking them fucking blue pills. Yo, Raider Ribs, he's extending his career. Raider Ribs with the haymaker. My dog Gravis in the place. My guy James Lynn in the place. Yo, really, really quick. Tonight, pull on up to Oak Las Vegas Network. Pull on up to Raider Nation Unlimited, featuring Wasted Talent if you so choose. Pull on up to Hammer. And Holy Moly's Donut Shop, Raider Nation News today, not tomorrow, but today. Because we're going to do a benefit to help out, you know, some of the victims of the shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs victory parade. Look, guys, it's bigger than football here, right? You know, we talked about this the other day, man. It is such a sad, sad state of affairs in America where people can't go and celebrate a championship of a sporting event without being murdered. We got to do all we can, nation. This is what we do. This is why we're the greatest fan base in the world. Let's go on over there. We're going to put the GoFundMe up. You guys just donate to the GoFundMe. You don't got to send anything. Don't send anything to us. Send it to the GoFundMe. Let's affect change in a positive way, Raider Nation. That energy goes out, it comes back. My guy, Hammer's in the place. Raider Nation News today. Not yesterday, but today. So Enrique Moreno, he probably took something to get healthy faster. The time of the suspension kind of sucks. Bro, let me ask you a question, bro. What tangible could Jimmy Garoppolo do to have help our team? What would it matter if he did get healthy? Like, man, the guy was cooked. You know what I mean? I'm just glad that, you know, we were able to move on. So now we're in a position where we can move up and go get the quarterback for the next 10 years, hopefully. You know what I mean? So today, and we're going to transition right here. My man asks what it is, bro. Wasted, do you see Getsy's comments about having a mobile QB and moving up and trading for Fields on the way? Bro, I saw that in the Luke. Let's get into the Luke Getsy situation here, man. Let me see if I can find some stuff on Luke Getsy. Luke Getsy was announced today as our offensive coordinator. They had a press conference. And, yeah, it was very, very eye-opening. Very, very eye-opening, man. Getsy praises Justin Fields, man. He praises Justin Fields. Now, does that mean that we're going to go out and go get Justin Fields? I really don't think so. I don't think so. Like, look, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I put a short out a couple of weeks ago talking about how Justin Fields and Luke Getsy, you know, weren't getting along. I'm not a Chicago Bears fan, so I'm just going off of what I was reading, right? But as I dug more into it, I found out that the Getsy Justin Fields dynamic got a lot better towards the end of the season as Fields started playing better. Because I guess, Luke Getsy had to learn on the fly and adjust to what kind of quarterback Justin Fields is, because we all know Justin Fields wasn't a guy that he signed off on and they drafted. He was there when he got there. He was supposed to make Justin Fields better. The thing is, getting Justin Fields and Luke Getsy, I don't know if we're going to get the best of Justin Fields. I don't know if Luke Getsy has the skill set to develop Justin Fields. I don't know. Justin Fields is, to me, if I'm being honest, if we feel like we're top 3 QBs or bust, right? Because they might feel like that in the Raider brass, right? If we're top 3 QBs or bust, you talk about Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. If we're those 3 guys and those are the 3 guys you're considering, you don't have anyone else on your board that you feel is draftable, then if you're going to go the veteran route, if I'm being honest, I guess it will be Justin Fields. The thing about it is that I would rather us go out there and draft our guy. I like, we've always been a team, like, even, Jim Plunkett. Jim Plunkett was somebody else's number 1 pick. He was the Patriots' number 1 pick. He was a 49er. He was a journeyman. Rich Gannon was a journeyman. And I've been saying this, and y'all have heard me say this. Anybody who hear my voice has heard me say this before. I want us to draft our guy. And I want us to spare no expense doing it. But I thought when Getsy came here, that effectively meant that Justin Fields was out of the question. But Luke Getsy has really, really spoke glowingly about Justin Fields. Spoke glowingly. Look, and I'm going to quote Luke Getsy today. During his introductory press conference, Getsy praised Fields as he has for the past 2 seasons. He said, like I said when I was there, he's one of the best human beings I've ever got to work with, Getsy said, via Patrick Finley of the Chicago Sun-Times. The mentality that he brought every day, the consistent approach, the kind of man that he is, it is a blessing to work with him. He was someone that just came to work every day and got better and better, and I think he will continue to do so. Now, look, I've seen, what the Getsy offense is predicated on. It's predicated on accuracy, right? Justin Fields is not the most accurate thrower of the football. But the fact that Luke Getsy didn't go out there and kind of shy away from it means that it could be on the table, right? And then we have a guy in the building in Champ Kelly who has something to do with the Justin Fields pickup. So there were a lot of dots that could be connected here. My thing is this. I know what Justin Fields can be. He's a dynamic runner of the football, right? But I just feel like with a Devontae Adams and with the team that we're building offensively, we need a guy who can throw the football down the field and be accurate doing so. And that's how I feel, man. That's how I feel, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We need to fill all the pieces we can through free agency. Then use all the picks we have to move up and get a QB that'll set us up for years being a top 10 team. And that's the thing, bro. I feel like we're at the point now where we've got some of these hidden gems in the draft. Like Max Crosby was a gem. It's going to go down in history as one of the best, 4th rounders ever. Like we've done that. We're a roster that is not that far off. We need that seismic shift in this organization offensively. We need a talented ass quarterback. And a lot of times I would feel better to remove all the obstacles out of the way of these guys. I don't want to hear he's not my guy. I didn't want him. I don't hear none of that shit. I want you to go and get the guy. I want everybody in the building to be on the same sheet of music. And I want them to do everything they can to make that kid successful. That's where I'm at with it, man. My guy, Quadre Samsudeen, the $20 holler. Clinch fish, soldier. Thanks, Jimmy G. Way to go. Better off the field. Dodge the greasy slime ball bullet. That is a fact, brother. That is a fat Quadre. Shout out to the almost 300 in the room. Get wasted with your brother. Wasted. Nate Dogg. Why does J.J. McCarthy get so much hate? You watch his tape, he has some elite traits. I feel like they weren't utilized because he wasn't asked to use it. Wouldn't mind him learning how to vet. Look, I'm on the same sheet of music. If we're going to transition really quickly, I'm on the same sheet of music with you. I like, look, this is the problem with this draft this year, bro. And I feel like I'm going to stop talking about the quarterbacks until I really, because I've been sitting down, I've been watching them, been watching tape. I've been watching whole games, right? That's the way you can really, evaluate a quarterback. Now, a lot of people want to go on YouTube and they'll just look at a highlight reel, but a highlight reel is the best of him. A lot of times it's not going to show you the bad throws, the bad decisions. This is the thing I like about J.J. McCarthy, right? J.J. McCarthy, I've seen him make some throws where he's throwing to an area. He's throwing guys open. J.J. McCarthy's a big, strong kid. He has good feet, strong arm. I like J.J. McCarthy. I really do. The thing is that at 13, I don't know if I'm taking J.J. McCarthy, right? And the reason why a lot of people give him a lot of hate is because of the sample size and how much he really threw the football. You know what I mean? Like you have some games from J.J. McCarthy, man, where he's made probably, he had fucking, played the whole game. He threw the ball 33 times, had 170 some yards and no touchdowns. And, it's a lot with JJ, man. So we could go down to the breakdown of some of his games, right? Let's go to the breakdown of some of his games, right? Versus Washington. 18 attempts, 10 completion, 140 yards, got sacked one time, no touchdowns, no picks, right? That was in the championship game against Alabama. 17 for 27, 21 yards, 3 touchdowns. Great game, right? Against Iowa, 26-0 victory. 22 for 30, 147 yards, 0 touchdowns. Ohio State, 16 for 20, 148 yards, 1 touchdown. Against Maryland, 12 for 23, 141 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. Against Penn State, 24 to 15, 7 for 8. He only threw the ball 8 times, bro. 87 yards. Against Purdue, 41-13, 24 for 37, 335 yards, 0 touchdowns. 64% completion percentage. 49-0 game, 21 for 27, 287 yards, 4 touchdowns. 52-7 game, 14 for 17, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns. Look, those are some of the reasons that people don't like J.J. McCarthy, because when you look at some of the games and you look at the fact that he didn't throw a whole lot of touchdowns, and you got games where he threw no touchdowns and he threw the ball like 20, 30 times, that is the reason. But the thing is, it's the play calling, it's the style of play from Jim Harbaugh. That has a lot to do with it. Like, even when Jim Harbaugh was with the 49ers, Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick did not throw a lot of touchdowns. They didn't throw a lot of touchdowns, man. That pro-style offense, man. That pro-style offense. My guy, C. Flores. Wasted. How you feel trading Devontae to the Jets for their pick and combining both of those to get Jaden Daniels? Or maybe trading for San Francisco's wide receiver. Look, Brandon Ayuk is a young up-and-coming star, right? The thing about the Raiders is, and I think one of the things that makes us a viable option as far as making that ascension to one of the better teams in football, is the fact that Devontae Adams is on the offensive side of the football. Devontae Adams is a Hall of Famer. You don't get better by just trading Hall of Fame guys. The only way I can wrap my mind around trading Devontae Adams is if we're going up and we're getting a number 1 pick. It's the only way. I'm going to be 100%. The only way, man. Oh, man, my guy John Forte's in the place, man. Shout out with the $5 holler, man. Appreciate you, John Forte. Hustle big, hustle small while y'all relate to it. I would love to get O-line help first pick, then grab McCarthy or Nix, trade back down. I'm afraid of giving up the farm for Jaden Daniels. We need line help. Now, see, this is the thing. If you take that prism and you flip it, right, you get the quarterback first. This is a draft that is loaded with talent. Loaded with talent. You can possibly draft 2 starters later in the draft. Real rap. Like, you got guys that are in this draft. Like there's a kid from Duke. It's a kid from Duke. He's the left tackle at Duke. I forget the kid's name. It's escaping me. I'm going to look it up. But the kid is a kid from Duke that is a left tackle at Duke. He's their best player, but he projects to be a center in the National Football League. There are players all up and down this draft. You don't have to jump out the window with your first round pick and get a lineman. You don't. You don't. I would rather, I submit to you, I would rather get somebody that's going to affect the offense, that's a skill position player with that first pick. I would submit to you that I would much rather do it. And shout out to my guy Jason Hunter, man, for blessing the members of this channel with the 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships, man. I appreciate you, Jason Hunter. Thank you, my brother. Somebody that's a moderator, could y'all please put my membership in the chat? Yo, it's the best way to support the channel. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. I know I'm munching on the air, eating Cheez-Its and drinking coffee. It's nasty work out here, y'all. So let me get to some of these comments in here, bro. Man, yo, it's been a while since we've been on alone, man. With y'all, man. It's been a while. So let's get into this, man. Let's get in this. So my guy Super Mario, I'm wasted. It's basically taking a proven DT at 13, waiting later for JJ, and not messing around and taking him at 13, then the DT later. It's just not the best one. And see, the thing about it is, that's subjective, right? Because there's some of these defensive tackles. I think Jazon Newton is the only one who has a first round grade. So if you're not taking Jazon Newton, right, and he's gone already, what are you doing at that point? Because you got some of these guys that got second and third round grades on them. We got to go through the combine process, but you have to not fall victim of overdrafting defensive talent like that, like overdrafting guys. I would rather swing on a quarterback that you feel like you can develop that has a certain level of skills than reaching for a defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at it, our defensive tackle room is really not the problem. We've added a lot of young talent. We just need a superstar defensive lineman. I would submit to you that I'd rather the Raiders in almost every facet of the word in free agency go out there and go get your defensive players on free agents, because you know what they are. You see how they project, and what you're doing is you are leaning into the prism that you have become a defensive football team. You are leaning into that prism. I think that is the best way to go, because at the end of the day, most likely, even if you draft the pick of the litter at quarterback, right? Most likely that kid isn't going to go into Arrowhead and beat Patrick Mahomes this year on his own. Unless you draft the one, right? That defense is what's going to go into Arrowhead and beat that ass. That defense. We need to get back to being the Raiders and being the bullies on the block. We need to make people afraid to come to Allegiant. That is my goal. That's what I want. I want us to be a feared team. I want us to be a team that people don't want to get off the bus playing. Look at tape of JD. Very good QB. Listen, my boy Chad, shout out to him. We're going to have him on the show. Big LSU aficionado. Made me go back and look at Jaden Daniels. The only thing that scares me about Jaden Daniels when he takes off and runs. He's such a slight frame guy. I worry about Jaden Daniels being one hit away from disaster. But look, at first I saw some stuff I didn't like. I didn't kind of like something in his throwing motion. But Jaden Daniels, man, is a phenomenal talent. Phenomenal talent. I would submit to you, I've made a 180 on Jaden Daniels. Because I wasn't sold on him. But I kept doing the work. I kept watching him. I would submit to you that Jaden Daniels in 5 years is going to be looked at as the best player in this draft. I'm calling it right now. Him, and I think J.J. McCarthy, if he goes to the right situation, J.J. McCarthy is going to be very, very good. There's some guys, everybody just thinks that it's a slam dunk that Caleb Williams is going to be the next Patrick Mahomes, and I think that is a very dire mistake. It's people, places, and things. These guys got to get to the right situation for their skill set. It is very hard playing in Chicago. Very hard. That wind, that cold, it's very, very hard, man. My dog, man. Someone's going to get unceremoniously blocked and told to get F out of here. Watch. What did I do, Alvo, mate? What are we talking about here? My guy, ready to see. Old man wasted. For some reason, I'm not sold on Big Cat. You not sold on Leonard Williams, bro? Leonard Williams is a dog, man. You crazy, bro. My guy, Leaky Titopu. My dog in the place to be, man. Shout out to you, Oos. What it is, man. I truly believe we're going to get our QB. But we have to build this thing right. Al Davis, right? In the trenches. The game is always won up front. That is a fucking fact, bro. Shout out to you. Broken Halo. I'll tell you one thing. Josh McDaniels didn't believe in Aiden, but AP does. And yo, success comes when players feel like the people who are around them believe in them, yo. Look, I'm glad AP believes in Aiden O'Connell, but I also think that AP believes in competition as well. So he's not going to just bring him in and put him in a little papoose and rock him and tell him everything's okay. He's not going to do that. And I love that. I fuck with that. Competition is best, man. Hondo says 60% of the first round QBs are not that team's franchise QB. And that's a fact, bro. Listen, man, look, the problem with evaluating a quarterback is that you have to first locate the guy whose mentality and skill set lines up with your offense and you as a coach. It's one of the hardest things to do in sports. If it was easy, it'd be more quarterbacks in the league who are worth it then. The hardest thing it is to do in sports, damn near, is to play quarterback. There are not 40 human beings in the world that can be starting quarterbacks. There's only 32 at a time. Real rap. Not what it is, man. You pull on down. Yo, my guy OG Fade. Oh, we talking about something else. What we talking about? Hug D's is in a place to be, man. Shout out to my guy Hug. We got almost 400 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted, man. Samuel, I say JJ stay at 13 to get JJ. Look, I wouldn't be totally upset about that. I like the thing about quarterbacks is just weird because it's such a premium on them. So when you try to be patient and try to stay within your draft board, sometimes you wind up losing. And I've heard somebody bring this up, Devil May Stride. Should we draft 2 QBs? I think if the opportunity presents itself, why not? Why not? And I liken it back to the year when the Washington Redskins had the second pick. They took RG3. And later on, I think in the 4th round, they took Kirk Cousins. And that was not a bad idea. And when RG3 went down, Kirk Cousins performed mightily. He played well. They just weren't willing to pay Kirk. And Kirk had to move on. But Kirk Cousins played well with the Redskins. And Daniel Caps Keenan. I haven't either. And you could take that with a grain of salt because it doesn't matter until it goes through the whole gambit of the draft. A lot of the reasons why you're not hearing a lot of Michael Penix is because he did not perform well in a national championship game. And then now everybody is using revisionist history, being prisoners of the moment. And then they go back and they look and they say, oh, he had these injuries and this, that, and the third. But then when he lit shit up, everybody was saying he should be the number 1 pick. Be careful what you listen to and what you consume. I think Michael Penix has a great skill set. when he goes through the gambit and you see him at the Underwear Olympics, we're going to really see what's what. I think the combine, I think interviews with Michael Penix are going to be big, and his medicals is huge. And that's the reason why I say the combine is big for Michael Penix Jr., because all those teams get to get their hands on him as far as with his medicals, and they get to see how damaged or how, the damage or the lack thereof, and that'll determine how high he goes in the draft. That's why the combine is important for players like Michael Penix Jr. It's very, very important, because if he's got a clean bill of health, that's going to help propel him up draft boards. DeMarcus Webb, did you know you would go full Thanos if we draft JJ at 13? Bro, it all depends on how it throws down. I'll go full Thanos if we pass on like Jaden Daniels and draft him. But if we have no chance to get up to go get Jaden Daniels, and we sitting there, and let's say, for instance, everything is chalk. Drake May gone, Caleb Williams gone, Jaden's gone, right? Bo Nix is gone. Then I'm like, okay, shit getting spooky. And if you got JJ ranked over Penix, then you go get him. Like, bro, if you got this guy ranked as your second quarterback on the board or third or some shit, and he's there at 13 and you didn't have to do anything to move up to get him, and you got a whole rest of your draft, it's not about where you're picked. It's about the sum of its total parts. So if you draft a kid who could possibly be your starter that can learn behind a vet, you go out and go draft some linemen on the offensive side of the football, right? God, maybe you might draft a starter or two. You draft some pieces on the defense. And the draft as a whole is okay. I'm not going to go Thanos. I'm really not. It all depends on the scenario. Now, if there's a guy that I feel like is a better player than J.J. McCarthy sitting there and we take him at 13, I'm going to be pissed. Mike Downs, you got to be careful not to overreach for a QB. Honestly, none of them impressed me on film. Can I be wrong? Sure. But I don't see John Elway, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, et cetera, et cetera. And bro, I'm going to be 100% with you, right? Unless they feel like they got that in one of the at the combine or at the draft, I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them unravel everything either. Some years you have years where people are prisoners of the moment. You have years where you have good quarterbacks, a bunch of good quarterbacks, but there's no superstars, and they try to elevate a quarterback that's not a superstar level talent to that ilk. And that's a problem for me. And I don't want to see that. My guy, G.A. Patriot with the $9, $10 holla, bro. Last QB to beat KC will be the next QB to beat KC. AOC, Super Bowl MVP, ain't too far up now. Jimmy G says the equinox is upon us now. Raiders! Jimmy G definitely created an equinox of his own. He got a Viagra here, and it crossed and collided with the ass of a stripper. And I'm going to tell you something. It was a splendiferous occasion. Shout out to Jimmy G, man. Yeah, crazy, man. The thing about it is when you guys talk about Aiden O'Connell, I really don't want the nation to fall into this trap of just anointing him some great starting quarterback because he had a decent year. Let us draft somebody and bring somebody in to fucking challenge him. That was the problem with Carl those years. He never had any real challengers. And I don't think that that's realistic or real. I hate shit like that. My guy, Raider C. Should we sell the flock for Jaden? Listen, look, from what I'm seeing of Jaden Daniels, I say yeah. Because AP is under the estimation that he wants Jaden Daniels. He thinks that, and I trust AP. Just like how he went and screamed to the hills for Jack, and it's starting to pay dividends, I want him to do the same thing for Jaden Daniels if he feels that way. There's a lot of things I'm hearing about Jaden Daniels that I like. Things that are antithesis of the things I hear about Caleb Williams. I hear he's a man. He's a leader. He's the first one in the facility. He's studying film in college. He's breaking film down. He's very, very serious about his career as a quarterback. That makes me happy. My guy, Quadre Samsudeen, dream scenario QB room. Daniels, AOC, Austin Reed, late pick. What's with it? Let's go. Bro, I would rather bring in like another like a vet though. Even though Austin Reed is nice, yo. That kid from Tulane is nice too. That kid from Tulane, everybody keep bringing up. That kid is nice too, bro. I was shocked. I was actually shocked, bro. Dude is nice. My guy Burn Raider, Jimmy G on his way back to the gas station. Tell him this shit ain't leather. That shit definitely ain't leather, Jimmy. You gotta chill, yo. Y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all gotta chill, yo. This shit ain't leather. It's crazy. Not the gas station pills. My guy, yo, thank you for the $5 holla, Burn Raider. Appreciate you for supporting the channel, yo. I was really high on Penix and McCarthy in the beginning, but when I look more into JD, he is him. Just need to work on protecting himself. Go get him. Yeah, Midnight Raider. That's pretty much what kind of shit I was on. That's pretty much what kind of shit I was on, bro. That's pretty much what kind of shit I was on. He just needed to protect himself because he can be electric as he wants to be. I remember a time when RG3 was electric and he didn't do well protecting himself. He didn't have a long career, and I don't want that for Jaden Daniels, bro. My brother, Hug D's. Let's keep it real, chat. If we don't move up, we give 12 other teams the ability to control our future at our QB position. And that's a fact. Hug D's hit the nail on the head as usual. You almost have to move up. Quarterback is the most important position on the field in sports. And if you feel like there's a guy that is there that can be the future of your franchise, and you know it in your gut, and that's the guy you want, and everyone in the building is on the same sheet of music, you must do what you can to get that player. Now, if they're not willing to play ball with you, then that's the way the cookie crumbles. But then conversely, I don't want the Raiders going out there reaching on guys that they don't believe in. And that's a fact. Shout out to my guys in here, man. Christopher Leonard is in a place, man, rocking as usual. AC Ybarra, my dog. I believe to sell a farm for Daniels would be a huge mistake. Way too much talent in this draft that will help to plug holes in our trenches. See, AC, I get you, bro. I get you. But you can also conversely go out there and plug a few holes in free agency too, right? Why not? And then the thing is that the stuff that you might use to get Jaden Daniels this year might not affect you till next year. And if you have a Jaden Daniels and he develops and he's a superstar quarterback, then it was well worth the price. It's worth the price of admission, man. And my guy Access says, yo, AOC ain't it. Tired of the nation anointing media QBs as him. Let's go get our guy. That's a fact, bro. My guy 609. The bodega man sold Jimmy G some rhino pills. Gives him that strong power. Lord of mercy. yeah, stupid, yo. It's going to be hard to get intel on McCarthy. His former coach is our enemy now. William Marchand. You know, the guys who make those decisions, all they need to do is look at the film. The thing with McCarthy, what I see a guy that has a lot of raw talent. I see a guy that people are underestimating. It reminds me of the way Justin Herbert, how I can see the talent in Justin Herbert, and a lot of people were saying that Justin Herbert wasn't it. It's the same way. I feel J.J. McCarthy has a lot of untapped potential, and I would not be mad if we got J.J. McCarthy. I really would. I'm going to be honest with you. Happy Friday to the flying wonderful Lisa Dell. Happy Friday, Nation. Just want to drop by and say hello to my folks. Heading out in a few because it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Elisa Dell, the flying wonderful. Oh, we either choose Chris Jones or Kirk Cousins. We can only pay one. F Kirk Cousins. It would always be Chris Jones. Why the hell would I pay Kirk Cousins $45 million? F him. Brock Purdy, the last pick in the draft 2 years ago. NFC Championship game, Super Bowl. First round picks are not guaranteed. Yo, shout out to my dog, man. Shout out to my dog, Sackmaster. When do you think we should work on Josh Adila, bring him back? should keep Zamir too with a two-headed monster running back through the league. I think they should start right now, as soon as humanly possible, to try to get Josh and see where his head is at. Because if his head is in a place where you are probably not going to be bringing him back, I want to see them make sure that they leave themselves the time to go out there and draft a guy if need be. Go out there in free agency and bring a guy if need be. My guy. It said Nix, Penix, or McCarthy. I will probably say McCarthy, bro, because McCarthy seems to have a skill set that I like. I like the fact that McCarthy has the size, big, tall kid. He hasn't really been injured a lot. The only thing with McCarthy that scares me, he has some mental issues, for what I understand, man. Hug D's. Put it in military terms. Without the general of the offense, we don't advance and conquer the grounds without a great leader. Uninspired men can only go so far. Hug D. Oh, my God. Hug D's, man. Damn it. Hug D's. Oh, Hug D's with the comment of the effing day. The great and powerful Hug D's. Wasted. The 49er fans are talking about Shanny like he is McDaniels. They're going crazy saying, get rid of him. Let me tell you something, bro. 49er fans are a bunch of crying little bitches. You've been to a Super Bowl a couple of times in the last few years. Look, and I do think there's some nasty work going on. I think them firing Steve Wilkes, I think that was fucking wrong. They've been complaining about him all year, though. But for them to fire him like he's the reason they lost the Super Bowl, I think it's gutless bitch shit. I don't like it. I don't effing like it, but I don't care. F him. F him. Shout out to my guy Hug D's again. Love you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Robert Hicks, what it is. Yeah, the 40 Winers did Wilkes wrong. That's right. Bring him over here. We'll take Wilkes. Seems to be a bright coach. Daniel Capskinny, yeah, that was wrong. That loss was on Shanahan. It definitely is on Shanahan. Look, but the thing is, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I want to see the 49ers implode the way I want to see the Queefs implode. If I'm being honest. I'm going to lay off the Chiefs right now because they had a tragedy over there. We're going to go and try to do all we can to help out. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all pull up, man. My guy, Jamba Juice. The great Jamba Juice himself. The great. I know you said not to anoint anybody's QB. I know AOC isn't the one. That's not a knock on him. He's performed well considering the circumstances. But I've seen enough to know that he is not the effing one. My dog. Shout out to Coach sipping Jamba Juice out of a straw. One of the most convoluted and complicated names in YouTube history. But it makes so much sense if you look at the avatar. Shout out to my guy. I agree with the great and powerful coach. Thank you. Unknown Kansas boy. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to him, yo. Frank Jarmilio's in a place. Where you been, Frank? Frank, where the hell you been? Where have you all been? God! Wow! I believe I've got left hanging like this. No, but it's my fault. I haven't been live enough lately, y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all, going forward, the great and powerful waste of talent will be live a lot more, man. A lot more. My guy, yup. And that's what AOC is a man for. That doesn't make excuses and is embraced by the locker room. He is him. See enough in the rookie. I doubt AOC is him. Now, see, this is the thing, bro. My thing with Aiden O'Connell is that we don't know what Aiden O'Connell is. The thing about Aiden O'Connell we do know is that we need to see someone else next to him. I don't know enough about Aiden O'Connell for me to say I'm sold and I am going to hitch my wagon to Aiden O'Connell. I know that he's earned a seat at the table. He's earned a seat to compete for a job. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he can win the job. But you know what? A lot of times people say, competition on an NFL level isn't good. And sometimes I feel that way, right? Because when you draft a quarterback high, you want to make sure that you put all your energy, thought process behind said quarterback all offseason. You want to make sure that the whole offseason, the players you bring in, the line, the coaches, he gets all the reps. You are preparing that pick, if you pick a high pick, to be successful, and it's all got to be about him, right? And I get that. The problem with this year is that most likely the guy that we feel like that about is not going to be available to us. So if we settle for our second or third option at quarterback, then it should be a competition. And let the best man win. I just, it depends. Now, look, if Jaden Daniels is drafted, Caleb Williams is drafted by the Raiders, and we moved heaven and earth to get him, then Aiden O'Connell can never be considered as the guy unless something catastrophic happens. Because if you draft a guy and you mortgage your future for this guy, you have to make sure you're doing everything to make that kid successful. Everything. Would you be against trading down and getting Byron Murray if we don't trade up and get our QB? No. Dude, if we don't get our QB in the first round, I'm all about what works for the Raiders schematically. What I want out of our first round pick is I want a slam. Like, if we don't get a quarterback, I want a guy who is a slam dunk, X marks the spot starter from day one. That's what I want out of our first round. Yo, and everybody on Twitter, everybody out there, if you guys haven't done so, go on Instagram when the show is over and follow me on Instagram. My Instagram name is Wasted Talent Raiders. Make sure y'all go and follow the Instagram page. We want to run the numbers up on social media too, man. My guy, Dirty Eric, my guy. What up, Wasted? What's your thoughts on picking a vet O-line who's released from the Bears, Whitehair? This is the thing about him, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. He's a guy who was a Pro Bowl player at one point. He was a guy who was a Pro Bowl player at one point. But we don't know who he is now, right? We don't know who he is now. And the thing is, I'm cool with getting him because he's a guy who played under Luke Getsy. He's a guy that Champ Kelly is familiar with. And I know he's a guy who's going to come here and even at his worst is going to be better than fucking Greg Van Roten. At his worst. At his worst, he will be better than Greg Van Roten. I'm be honest with you, man. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. So I have no problem with bringing him in, especially if the price is right. If the price is right, I have no problem with it. And this is the funny thing, guys. It's more than one way to skin a cat. We have a veteran offensive line. We have, James Craig coming in. He's coming from the 49ers system. The thing about it is the offensive line coach is not the guy that you're going to, blame if this shit doesn't work. The guy that you're going to have to blame is really the offensive coordinator, because the offensive coordinator is the one who lays out what kind of scheme they're running. Their run protection and pass. You're the guy, and you get that offensive line coach to kind of get everybody on the same page, right? So I'm not putting everything on Craig, right? But the one good thing about him is he's seen it done at a high level with the 49ers. I'm glad we brought him in. The 49ers didn't have the best line in the world, but if they can do nothing else, they can run the football. Now, I know you'll say, hey, man, they got Christian McCaffrey, right? But we got Josh Jacobs. He's no fucking scrub. Josh Jacobs is one of the best running backs in this league. I mean, so that's where I'm at with it, man. Wasted. I agree. We should 100% draft the best QB available. I believe that ALC4 is legit going to beat the dude out for 2024 starting job. I don't. It depends, bro. It depends. I don't think it's even a competition. If you go and you trade 3 first-round picks to go get a guy and you move up to get him, there's no fucking way that it's a competition. There ain't no fucking way. They're going to be like, yo, this is – if we go get Jaden Daniels, he's going to be the starting quarterback, bro. Burn Raider, welcome to the Wasted Talent Army. Welcome to the Get Off My Lawn gang. Appreciate you, bro. And thank you, GA Patriot, for supporting the channel, bro. Yo, Thunderballs, the great and powerful, yo. Shout out to that name, yo. My Lord. If we ended up with Penix or Knicks, I'd like to bring in Jameis and let him battle for the job. I think Jameis will play hard as fuck to earn a chance to start again. Bro, the thing about it is, guys, is that it's a lot of money tied up in quarterbacks that are not here and quarterbacks that are here, right? You got to get rid of, porn star Jimmy, because there's still going to be some cost within that mistake, right? Then you got to get rid of Brian Hoyer too, right? You got to get rid of that money. Then you be bringing in a Jameis Winston who's not cheap. He's a veteran who's played at a high level in this league. You're drafting a kid who's supposed to be your future. You hope is your future. You drafted another kid who could possibly be a future guy you consider, right? So now what you're doing is you're sending a mixed message. The only way I bring in Jameis Winston is if I have a quarterback that I draft that I know is like a year off from starting, and I'm relegating him to holding the clipboard. It's the only way I bring in Jameis Winston, and I do that, and then I say, "Hey, Jameis, go in there and go beat out AOC." And real rap, I would put a trap door in that contract. And real rap, his stay on this team will be contingent on him beating out Aiden O'Connell if he did not cut him. I'm telling you right now, I go full Matt Schaub with that shit. Full Matt Schaub. Full Matt Schaub. But yeah, man, I mean, guys, I kind of jumped around a little bit, but when you guys talk about Cody Whitehair, right? Cody Whitehair, man, we're gonna do a little dive into Cody Whitehair. Let's do a little dive. Before I get off, let's do a little dive into Cody Whitehair, man. Cody Whitehair was a Pro Bowler, man. Was a Pro Bowler. He's had some injury concerns lately, man. But let's get into Cody Whitehair, man. That Cody Whitehair, they're saving a lot of money on him, so I'm trying to see what his over the cap number is. He's a starting offensive lineman for the past 8 seasons, too, man. So this is a guy who's no scrub. The Bears saved roughly $21 million in cap. Wow. Cody fucking Whitehair, man. But if I'm bringing in Cody Whitehair, bro, I'm not bringing him in like he's the savior here. I'm bringing him in to compete for a job. But, this is a guy that in, 2019 signed a $51 million contract. His cap number in 2023 is going to be $14 million. Whew. Golly, man. Dead money for the Chicago Bears, $4.1 million. So he's a guy who's going to get most of his money from the Bears. So you can go out there and bring him in to compete. It's a guy who's played at a higher level than, Greg Van Roten. I mean, my God. By that point of view, we're doomed before the season started. The best player should get the job. Whoever wins the competition, bro, that's bullshit, Luda. That's bullshit. The thing about it is you have to do everything you can when you draft a quarterback that high. That's the reason. Well, people always have this altruistic way about, how the NFL works, right? The best player doesn't always get the job the first year because the guy who's the best player in June of a rookie season, by the middle of that season, that player that you let play at quarterback will be exponentially better than the guy who's been here the year before and knows the whole playbook. When you draft a quarterback, you have to put the full weight of the organization behind him, unless you have an incumbent starter who has had some success. Now, when the Kansas City Chiefs did it, they had Alex Smith starting at quarterback, a guy that they made the playoffs with, a guy that was a number one pick, a guy who I think Alex Smith, he didn't get them to the Super Bowl. Cap did, but got them, was in championship, a perennial playoff player. Alex Smith was an established starter in the National Football League. So yes, you can talk yourself in to doing that. But if you draft Jaden Daniels and you trade up and you trade half the world to get him, that's different. That's different. If you got a vet that's in his last year of his deal, you sign a vet and you're like, yo, we love this kid, but we need to develop him like how they did with Mahomes. We're going into the season knowing he's gonna sit. Then that's different. But we're building towards something. See, the Chiefs, when they drafted Patrick Mahomes, he was the cherry on top. That team was ready to win. They drafted him. They let him see how the offense worked. He got better. They got rid of fucking Alex Smith. And before you know it, he was in the Super Bowl within 3 years. That's not the situation we're in. It's not the situation we're in. Get Russell Wilson, draft McCarthy, we set for 10 years. Listen, there's only one Mahomes, right? But that's not the only time that metric has worked, Cowtown. Now, it's different when you're drafting a guy that is the one, like Peyton Manning. When they drafted Peyton Manning, they put him right in. Because they had to. They had to. My thing is that's never worked out for the Raiders. Last time it worked was with Stabler, and Stabler sat for 5 years. And it was a different NFL back then, bro. Do I see a Peyton Manning in this draft? No. But what I see is I see every other I see some of these guys. Some of these guys can be good as CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud came in day one and started. Day one because of the commitment they made to go get him. The commitment. We're not in that situation. We might be in that situation in 2 or 3 years where we're a good football team that can afford to let our guys sit. We're not in that situation. We're in a situation that we're going to go get somebody. We're going to go get the kid who's saving the franchise. Now, the Green Bay system, that works. Jordan Love, that works because you drafted him and you had Aaron Rodgers there. That works. But you know what, though? The Trey Lance, Jimmy G, Mr. Irrelevant thing, it all came out in the wash because the 49ers are built soundly. It's not like Brock Purdy came in here and saved the 49ers. We don't have that, bro. If we have a good team, bro, but we don't have the kind of team that the 49ers or the Chiefs had where they're able to sit up there and allow that kid to learn. We don't have that. If we're moving up and we're getting somebody, we need him to come in tomorrow. What if he ain't what you thought? And Aiden is significantly better in training camp and in preseason. Aiden O'Connell is not a good enough player, bro, at this point. Unless Aiden O'Connell comes out and looks like fucking Dan Marino, you let the kid that you draft play. If Aiden O'Connell comes out and he looks like Dan Marino, that's different. Bro, fucking Tom Brady. Tom Brady had to have Drew Bledsoe get the Sonic rings knocked out of him for him to get on the field and to keep that job. And for him to keep that job, he had to go and take him to the fucking Super Bowl. The F are y'all talking about? The F! I love this new sound machine. Do you guys hear that? Cowtown, you hear this? Cowtown, you hear that, bro? Do y'all hear that sound? Guys in the chat, do me a favor. Do y'all hear these sounds? Do you hear it? My God, George Larson, my dog Counts out of the place, man. Y'all hear it? I want to know if y'all hear this shit. Y'all hear it? Thank you. It's kind of low, right? I got to do something. I got to talk to Hammer, yo. Hammer McHammerlin will always get us right. Always get us right. Jenny Castillo, that shit ain't leather. Hammers is leather. I know, right? Damn it, Hammer. Fucking McHammerlin. Yeah. Hammers is like, oh my God. Graf, get the F out of here, Graf. The F are you doing here, Graphic?
Angry man, what you doing here? Man, sit your ass down.
The F out of here, Graf. Salute to Graf, y'all. Oh, my God. Yeah, my God, Coach. I read it to highlights on Instagram of Brady getting the Sonic rings knocked out of him by the Bills. Oh, no. Stop it. Stop that, Jamba Juice. The F is wrong with you. The F. Jamba Juice. Yeah, nah, but look, that's back when men were men. They knocked the hell out of him, bro. Ah, yo, Cure My ED is crazy, bro. What is wrong with you, bro? My God, OG Super 5, yo. It's up to the scouts and the people that get paid to find the talent and do their job. Got to start holding people accountable. No whiffing. They say Jaden is ready now. We got to make that move. And that's how I see it, yo. That's how I see it. Yo, you have to, listen, you have to put the full weight of the organization behind a guy that you draft that high. You just do. We are not in a situation where we're going out and we're drafting the finishing touch. We are drafting the player that we're trying to build this around. It's totally different. When you have a team that is already winning and is already at a certain level and they're on a playoff trajectory, right? And you're going and you're looking for the guy to tip the scales. That is a different metric. So you can let that guy sit. You be like, you know what? Let's see how far we get in the playoffs this year because we're going to make the playoffs. That's not what we're doing here. If you go out and you go spend 2-3 first-round picks, that fucking guy better play day one. Day effing one. Junior Flores, all I see is an old man yelling, F you, Junior Flores, the F out of here. What you hear is content.
Angry man, what you doing here? Man, sit your ass down.
Junior Flores, sit your ass down. The F is wrong with you. That's right. Get off of my lawn. Get off my lawn, Junior. Shout out to y'all, though. Hey, but look, y'all, listen. Jamba Juice is wilding. Jamba Juice, you have been relegated to sitting in the corner. You have been relegated to sitting in the corner, Jamba Juice. I don't know what the hell they're putting in that Jamba Juice, but we shall never talk about the shaboing boing on here, bro. This man went full shaboing boing talk on my show. He has dirtied my chat up for the day. Jamba Juice will destroy. You have been unceremoniously blocked for the rest of the day. Wasted. Who do you think is the QB for us? Look, I don't think that metric. I think I can wrap my mind about 3 of these guys, right? I can wrap my mind around Jaden Daniels, number 1, right? I can wrap my mind around J.J. McCarthy, and I can wrap my mind around Michael Penix Jr. I'm going to be real with you, man. Yeah, Jaden do be getting dealt with. They got to teach that motherfucker how to slide, yo. They got to teach him how to slide. But y'all, listen. I'm going to get out of here. We've been going an hour. I don't want to belabor the point, y'all. Yo, my guy paying his bar tab. Yo, make sure y'all pay y'all bar tabs, too. Hit that like. Hit that thumbs up. Get your brother Wasted back into the algorithm. And speaking of the algorithm, that is coming soon, yo. The algorithm is a show that we are putting together, and it is going to be splendiferous. But you guys, listen. I'm going to be on, and listen. Grab said, I can wrap my rhyme around 3 guys. All right, y'all, I'm about to have a blessed night. Grab, get the F out of here, Grab. You have been unceremoniously blocked. Graphic is on timeout. He will not be allowed back on Raider Nation Unlimited until tonight. Effing Graph. The F out of here. Fucking bullet head coming in here talking that trash. Nah, but listen, guys. By 7:30, look, we're gonna be back rocking tonight, y'all. We are doing the benefit for the victims of the shooting of the Kansas City Chief Parade. We'll be sharing the GoFundMe. I hope all of you will support. All the Get Off My Lawn gang. Hopefully you guys will pull up. I want to thank all of y'all for rocking with me, because there's not a whole lot of shit to talk about in Raider Nation right now. I just feel like talking to the people, man. Love all of y'all, man. Appreciate all y'all. Whoever is hearing my voice that's not subscribed, it costs you nothing. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to race to 15K. Love every single one of y'all, man. And this shit is definitely leather, man. It's definitely leather. OG Sumo. We're going to read this on the way out. So same people we can't afford to move up because it will cost us Vontae. Peed off Devontae because the offense sucks. Is going to lose him anyway. Might as well move up and get a solid QB. Bro, we can move up without trading Devontae, bro. Don't believe that shit, man. But this is what I'm saying, man. The prophecy came true. Somebody got unceremoniously blocked today. It happens every day. But nah, y'all, listen. Love all of y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all pull up tonight. We're going to be rocking tonight, trying to help those people out, man. I love to see y'all then, man. FYI, man. Yo, lock your doors. And yo, like my man, Classic Man Q said, who the fuck are you, fam? Yo, peace, y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. And y'all remember, yo.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Damn right. The price went up. And I'm going to tell y'all something, man. The price is going to go up even further when the Raiders get their guy. Y'all have a terrific effing night, man. And my guy, DC Raider Rich, for the arthritis cream. Thank you, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a terrific, terrific night, man. Peace, man. Yeah, let me get out of here, man. I'll see y'all a little bit later tonight. Pull up on the show, man. We're going to be helping some people out, man. Peace, y'all.